All right, GM everybody. I'm streaming by myself to myself for the finale, part one of Let's Play Little Nouns. Little Nouns Proposal 116. Kind of on my own without Little Panda for today because we're at an odd time. We'll get into it in a moment after our little intro. We'll play a classic intro for today in honor of Little Panda. All right. I obviously don't know what I'm doing, quite like Lil Panda, and I'm literally just talking to myself, which makes it even more awkward. But I have to go share my Figma, because that's what you do. And caveat that this is an adventure. This is not legal advice. This is not financial advice. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. It took us about, I don't know, 6 to 7 months for the course of this show, even though we were sponsored 15.42 ETH. It was not easy. It took a very long time. We kind of went all over the place. So clearly don't take advice from us, but sponsored by Little Nouns. And yeah, we'll go back to the little browser here. And here's Prop 116. Let's play Little Nouns. You can find it on Ethereum, as Panda would say. And the more important part here is our season will culminate with a live finale during the final hours of the voting period for our on-chain nouns proposal. And so in true Let's Play fashion, we kind of found a little bit of a loophole technicality here, but I guess this counts. Our proposal, Sasquatch Hunting, Prop 435, proposed by me about a week ago, ends in 6 minutes. And so I'm kind of just watching the finale here. Very anticlimactic, actually, on this one, because for a while when we were proposing, nouns props actually were quite contentious and interesting. There are some still to this day that are kind of contentious, but I put up 2 props now, including this one, and they've been sort of slam dunks. We only have 1 against vote, and I don't expect any others to come in. But what I do need to do is do my 0 weight vote. And I only have 5 minutes to do it. So I have to switch to another browser for a moment. And kind of pull this off as quickly as possible. Sasquatch Hunting. Let's see. Go to voter.wtf, Sasquatch Hunting. No 0 weight against votes. We do have benbodie.eth. And then pipe to veteran 0 weight vote with reason individuals. So let's see. Yeah. Nouns camp. Let's see. Anti-establishment.eth, I guess. That's the ENS we're going with. We're going to vote 4 here. Gas is way high. $12 to vote on Nouns Camp. I think actually Nouns Camp is more expensive than voting through Nouns.wtf, which is a Let's Play Nouns pro tip. If you want to save the DAO or yourself some gas, don't use Nouns Camp. Sorry, Krell and crew, use Nouns.wtf, because if I paste the same exact reason, and I submit a vote, which you can't really see, it's $11. So I'm going to hope I got it right without double checking. I'm going to confirm. I'm going to vote for my own prop by way of other zero-way voters. And we could watch this come in here. Hopefully. SQX saving me from talking to myself for about an hour. And there it is. 2 4s. And then we can go back to the nouns prop. Sasquatch Hunting. Switch to I'll give you. See if we can find the stone. Not there yet. Oh, there it is. Noun 80908.e voted for one. And we've got about 3 minutes. I guess we could figure out the block number real quick. That would be true nouns fashion, and do a block countdown. The voting period is 28,800 blocks. Let's see. Our prop will end at block 18578,640. So we have a 1 minute, 35 seconds. I think we only have 10 blocks left to count down. You can't see any of this, but that's okay. Pipe is live streaming, but he's not on stage. Add yourself to stage if you want. We usually don't do face cams for this show, but 7 blocks remaining. About 5 blocks left. SQ, just in time. We have 4 blocks left on this prop.
Oh, yeah.
But it's kind of anticlimactic because it passes and then you just wait 2 days. So I think when we wrote this prop, we thought it would be a little more contentious because we thought we would be proposing months ago, and we thought it would be, I guess, a prop with a little bit more substance, if I could say. But this is like true Let's Play fashion, I think, this proposal. This is like high level knowledge of the game to do this prop. Just maybe not the most impactful prop. And we're down to the last block.
It's very impactful.
At any moment, it should be passed. I keep refreshing. I keep forgetting I'm on stream though. Yep, there we go. Succeeded. Cue the prop. I'm going to go back over to my other window. Hope I have enough money to cue it. Oh, there's a big cancel button still. But we don't want to do that.
A few Ethereums.
I think I'm good. $18. Confirm. We should see live here.
I love this proposal. It's an on-chain fix for an on-chain problem. It's It's what it's all about. It's all about, you know, this is the LOLs and the life gains. Like this is exactly what Nouns is talking about and what little nouns are about. Like there was a problem, and who fixed it? Index fixed it.
I really wish though I could have included the execute function on the other proposal.
Yeah.
I think it would work. There we go, queued up. So in 2 days, maybe we'll do part 2. I kind of just forced that. This was supposed to be it, but I don't know if I could finish it myself. And I don't even know if Panda's available on Friday. But part 2 is the more interesting part because we get to see if what I did actually works. And so in like 48 hours, when the kind of like 2-day time lock thing happens, we can execute this prop, and then we should be able to go and execute the other prop. And if I screwed it up, boy, I may have to turn in my noun.
Well, what is it at the bottom? What are you calling withdraw noun from treasury?
Withdraw DAO nouns from escrow to treasury. So the other function in the other props was to
withdraw from treasury
and increase total supply or adjusted supply, and that had a like a variable for an address. But this one has the treasury address already baked in. And so it's a never before used transaction here, but it's technically the correct one. It just hasn't been used yet. So it's like, I'm kind of pioneering this transaction.
That's your thing. I love it.
Yeah. I was told it should work, but you never know until you see it live.
Well, I'll let you know how Dune likes it. Because every day I'm like, how come no more transactions are flowing through? Did I do something wrong? Nope, just nothing passing.
Yeah, I guess could be like another part of the show here. We kind of do a little overview. I don't really know where we finished last time, but couple defeated. This one is still queuing. Defeated. This one is queued. This one's defeated. Queued. So really, not much going on after this big like $1 million nouns movie prop.
So and then what did the e-nouns come into candidate? Is that what you guys? I thought I saw some e-nouns talk this morning.
Esports,
yeah.
Yeah, esports just went up with their candidate.
And it's 2.5, 2.3, whatever at that point.
Scroll down like everyone always does. 2.3 million USDC. When we got it previewed on the show, it was 1.8, so they went a little bit higher here. I'm not exactly sure where the extra half a mil comes from, but why not try for it?
Start higher, right? It's harder to go up than it is to go down. I get that.
I mean, if you're gonna burn some
101 right there.
Yeah.
And they did just do amazing. So, got to ride that high. I would have had this ready to go. I would have slammed it like 2 days later.
I know. It depends though, because like I guess the esports were riding high, but if you were following, there was a lot of up and down. Like one match absolutely demolished. The next match, it would be like a Cinderella story. Then the next match demolished. So
yeah, it sounded more Cinderella than like, but hey, everybody loves a Cinderella story, right? Nouns are kind of a Cinderella story in a way.
I mean, the grand scheme of things, yeah. I don't even know if we're even in the realm of Cinderella story yet in like the grand scheme of the world, but in crypto, not too sure. I guess Cinderella story in some ways.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like unintentionally a Cinderella story.
How do you feel about what 12 say, huh? What will fund a $2 million budget in 2025? Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
I guess that's a fair assessment. I don't know. It's an abstain, so I don't know where he actually leans, but I guess longevity of these projects, but I don't know how to wrap my head around that sort of thing. Like, do they need 2 million every year to sustain? I guess technically you could just scale down to what's working, which seems to be the Dodo, which probably could be a little cheaper. I do know they make revenue, but they just kind of funnel it to their players mostly. So maybe that increases. I don't really know what to make of like the whole sustainability issue in nouns and nounish endeavors or projects.
Yeah, I'm not really sure either. Sounds like, yeah, I agree. I don't know. I mean, they went well, but yeah, Counter-Strike, Super Smash Bros. And more, Pokemon Unite. So like they're still looking to build out. I don't know enough about esports.
I don't know if I know enough either.
So you win money from winning these tournaments, right? Like if you win, is that how do they make money? It can't all be sponsorship, right?
Yeah, there was prize money for the international. I don't recall what it was, but I think there was over $1 million in total prize pool.
Does it have it in this prop how much they pulled in prize monies? I feel like that would, like, if we're talking about
yeah, taking 0% of prize money. Okay, so 238,000, and it all went to the players, which is pretty nounish, but maybe at some point that has to change a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Because that's the answer, right? Like, how do you fund this going forward? Well, the money has to fund it. It has to.
Yeah.
The idea is that it's going to bring in more money. I don't think everything has to be a self-sustaining model, does it? Can you hear me? Am I rugging?
No,
Yeah.
we can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think somewhere in it's like a spectrum, and it's somewhere on the spectrum. I don't think it's at 0%, or like 100% self-sustainable. It's somewhere in the middle, because the original thesis is that like all these projects bring attention to nouns in other ways and then bring funding that way, which then funnels out to the projects. I don't know if we've seen that really work fully yet, maybe in some small ways, but
Yeah, small ways early on. Like, I mean, it's kind of, I feel like that dream is kind of over. You know, if anything, now they're like the current prop house or whatever it is, I don't know, if you're special, you get a noun. Like, now it's almost like if you're, I find it hard to want to buy it. Like, if I wanted to buy a noun, I don't know why I would want to buy a noun. Like, it seems like it'd be better to try and earn a noun than buy a noun. But I don't even know that I'd want to do that. So, like, the whole thing is confusing to me at the moment.
Yeah, I guess before I bought my noun, I totally thought that earning the noun would be the best option. But at that time, like, earning a noun meant getting funded, receiving like either ETH or USDC, and then eventually maybe putting that towards an auction. But now, like, earning a noun, I guess more realistically is just being given the noun itself for work you do. So you could potentially like propose to do work, get funded the ETH, the USDC, and more likely just get the noun as well.
But that's kind of like the weird thing that I see. So, like, they want these people who, like, with my issue with the current giveaway prop house, and mostly just that statement. I don't know how it's going to actually turn out, but it's like they want the people who are most able to afford a noun to be able to get the noun for free. It goes back to like my 16 ETH. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand some of the things. But you also, when your nouns, like, that was a different time too.
Yeah. Things have changed dramatically since I purchased my noun. I even bought mine in like the middle of the change, sort of, or the fluctuation. So kind of poorly timed, but I didn't necessarily expect to buy it that day. I mean, at the mercy of like the blockchain. I did put out a call for an index card, but it didn't mean it'd have to happen like that week. You know, like theoretically, thanks to randomness, it could have happened like months later. But yeah, I don't know, like this noun or scout round is only 3 nouns, and on a long enough time horizon, 3 nouns is kind of insignificant. So I don't know if you're thinking like long term, maybe it's not that bad from that sense of like giving away a noun to those who can just buy one. Like we realistically, the DAO has not given out that many nouns compared to how many it can give. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to say. It feels weird for me too, because I've been given a noun, but I also spent quite a bit of ETH on a noun. And there is some form of like having to just come to terms with that. you bought at a different time in the DAO, and there's other people that will just kind of get it for free, which is I think it's okay. I don't know. I'm still personally kind of like wrapping my head around it or coming to terms with it.
Yeah, I'm not against giveaways. Not against them.
Pipe, you had something to say?
I can't really remember. I'm not against giveaways either, though. It's getting given. Oh no, I was saying yeah, Sasquatch just got a noun, so it's like the perfect time for this to see that prop, see what happens. But I want to go back to your one quick. It's like so perfect. The time that the opportunity arose to do the on-chain recovery of the Sasquatch. It's serendipitous, you know? It's like the perfect ending to something that was always planned, but there wasn't a plan, that was the objective, right? To get something was like you said, so on brand. Oh, yeah, pretty bang on. Pretty good prop. It's an excellent prop. I think arguably the Indians card might be the most while there's only one of them.
I feel like I understood like half of what you said, but I know some of it was praise over the prop, so I'll take that.
Yeah, I don't know what the last part was, but I feel like I agreed with it.
Yeah, I agree too. Whatever. I may have missed some nuance in there, but I think we kind of all got the gist. Audio was a little better earlier on Pipe, but it's all good. Yeah, I mean, like for this prop specifically, we talked about doing functions like this a lot as part of our mission, and one just kind of fell in our lap, and I was the only one to notice and take it on, so that was kind of cool. We'll find out in 2 days if it worked, and then I guess we've successfully played Nouns this time around, even though technically I already had this prop that passed queued and executed. We didn't do a live finale for it though, so I guess it doesn't count fully. But this was kind of a wild prop. Only in Nouns would they let someone like me just put up a prop that moves $8 million around. I don't know any other place that would let me just move 8 million around, even if it never touches my wallet.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. I really that's the dream, right? Like that's the thing. There's so much here, so much. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear that. My wife's
drilling or sanding. I don't even know what's going on.
She's
drywalling.
There's a room under construction, that's for sure.
Yeah, what I still like I guess left in this journey is what I would refer to, I don't know. I mean, this prop is pretty real, like as far as Nouns goes, but you know, like a genuine I guess more builder oriented prop from either Panda or myself at Nouns would be kind of nice, and maybe that's the next step in my journey. And I may go back to the I don't know, go back to the free swim lessons for kids thing, and maybe in 2024 that's what Nouns chooses to do good for. But then again, like when we're talking about this esports thing, like free swim lessons, it's free, it's not sustainable in any way, shape, or form. Does that matter for that prop? Probably not. But then also all the money from that prop will just go to kind of the lessons and the infrastructure, not really to like the builder, which would be myself.
I think that one, for that though, it makes sense though, right? Because that's the freeness of it kind of, it's, even though it's not like, probably doesn't fit the perfect definition of what a public good is, but you know, funding public goods does take donation money, and an esports team is very not public goods. You know what I mean? Like it's great, but it's like we're funding a team that's trying to win money, so it's just not public goods, is what it, you know. But So I just don't even think they're like fruit. It's like fruit to vegetables. It's not even fruit to fruit in that, in my opinion. Like it, especially as we said before, swimming's swimming is, it's important to know how to swim. It's important to feel comfortable around water for a lot of reasons, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had like another area of expertise in life, but that's kind of it. And so I think I'm just gonna go for bring my area of expertise to nouns, and if they like it, they like it. They don't, they don't. I'm actually really curious if I do finally do it, how it would feel to potentially be rejected and be on the other side. I don't know if I would get rejected. I don't know, but could be interesting to see. But I'm thinking I don't know what a small ask is, but somewhere in the 20 to 40,000 US dollars range, if that's reasonable.
See, that's the other thing. Like, I think, there's certain members, I would think, I'm not a noun, that's obvious. But there's certain members that I would just think that you come up and an ask of that nature should at least be explored to a level of, like, I need a good reason to say this is a bad idea, right? Like, I don't think you're going to take it and disappear. I don't, like, it's like that expectation of just, is it going to get accomplished? Like, maybe we're wasting this money, but like, we're kind of wasting all of the money. So like, is this money at least going to be wasted in like a useful way? And like, obviously I don't think it's waste, but I'm just using that because I think you know what I mean? And so like a level, it compared to esports and like I just said, the private versus the public, and yeah, maybe 40 doesn't run it forever, but maybe you find out some great things while you're running it for 40 and you move that into other types of, I mean, it's also something that it would be easy to, well, not easy because fundraising just isn't easy, but to also bring in outside funding sources, then it becomes a partnership with something. And the potential there for 40 grand to me is so much more than the potential of esports at 2.4 or whatever, obviously there's different goals. But I would much prefer your prop than the esports prop.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess for me, like the 2040K is kind of like the smallest version of the proposal. At like 2.3 million in the swimming world, you could potentially build a facility. If you have the right land, you could build an entire pool, and that could be like a quite impactful. I know it just doesn't, like, the connection to nouns probably isn't strong enough to do that, but I think of like the playground prop a little bit with this. I do also have a version of my prop that I kind of mocked up for about like low six figures, and that would run more of like a swim team for a whole year. And as far as like funding goes, I've already applied for another grant outside of nouns, even before nouns. I don't think I'll get it, but at least just to get myself in the flow of like applying for things. And then there are other like funding sources in swimming that sponsor and help fund like learn to swim programs and teams. And I think I do have a good chance at getting those, but I think you have to show some proof. Whereas nouns, you can kind of get like that pre-seed funding of your idea.
No, and kind of like I was saying, my way, I got to go look at the flooring that she was doing. She wants me to go take a look at her work now, or she wants me to clean up the mess she just made. She runs the gymnastics gym too, and so like you get a team going through sponsorship and stuff. But it's also, I mean, you were in that world. Like team sports like this can be expensive, so they can run themselves, generate revenue, generate profits. Again, back to I think it's great. I think it's, like you said, it's your area of expertise. Isn't that the goal? Like, I don't know if you've read Solomon's new prop up, but it's kind of like we're always working in these areas that we're like pigeonholed to work in because that's, you're the degree you got or whatever, but you have these like expertise areas that you would like to work in, but it never really becomes available. And this is like it, you know, and it's something that exists. It's not like you're creating a new field. Like you're just going, I can do this. I'm good at it. Like, let's run with it. And then it's another one, like I said, the downside, especially at like the 40, 50K, there really isn't much downside. It's like, oh, it didn't work for XYZ and we chose not to go forward with it, you know, and but you probably still got more than 50K worth of value out of it. Just from like the community interactions. I mean, you know, like you've worked with, like I assume from some of the chats we've been in that you've worked with these people, and it's just the interaction that some of these kids can get. It's immeasurable in dollar values sometimes.
Yeah. I work with kids quite regularly, I'd say. Not on a daily basis, but quite regularly. And like the money's going to have some impact in some way. I don't know where it would end, like the end result or what it feeds into. But if you have to run, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. And maybe we could do another stream on the actual prop again, or we'll chat in the Little Nouns Discord. I think everyone who's watching right now probably already is there, if anyone's watching. But Tuesdays and Thursdays in the Little Nouns Discord, come shop your idea. I think I'm actually going to be proposing quite soon. So just so I can either move on or get the funding.
Yeah, no, I love it. No, thanks. Yeah, I'll be there Friday too. Let's. Like I said, this is what I'm all about. These little things, like the politics and all that. It is quite tiresome.
Oh boy, it is.
But like the catching Sasquatch and getting it, that's what I'm here for. You know, does it matter? You know, of course it matters. It's why we're here. It's why we spend the time down here to have these little funds and learn about the different ways of the chain. At least that's why I'm here. But appreciate it, Index. Always fun to chat.
Thank you, SQ. See ya. Yeah, so we've been going for about half an hour. Appreciate SQ hopping on and carrying some of the burden of the live stream. Solo live stream is tough, but when I think of my proposal idea or the next step in my Nouns journey, I kind of was looking at this playground prop, and my swim concept is kind of similar in that, yeah, it would be kind of siloed to New York, or like this prop is siloed to China or the specific area of China. I do think, though, I could get some media attention outside of my local area, or even in my local area. I don't know if a playground would get media attention, not to really compare props too heavily, but yeah, I don't know. I guess for me, I got to think of, if I get this initial funding, is there an end result that could lead to more funding, or is that kind of it? But yeah, as far as Little Nouns goes and Prop 116, I think we'll likely do a part 2 finale on Friday, where we actually execute these props and see the Sasquatch go home. And then I think once Sasquatch goes home, and to Sasquatch himself, that esports prop is going to go live. And so, yeah, there's a lot riding on that Sasquatch noun. Let's go down to 116 real quick. Let's play Little Nouns. I don't know if this means the stream is over forever either. Maybe we'll have Panda on when Panda's on Friday. We'll talk about it if we're both available, and kind of figure out the rest of the journey for Let's Play Nouns. I think it's kind of a unique show in the Nouns space, and unfortunately, Nouns as a whole probably doesn't get the attention it deserves or needs right now. But I think if Nouns were to be bigger, the show becomes a lot more interesting and a lot more relevant. I think maybe there's other ways to kind of expand or bolster this kind of stream. I'm kind of just talking to myself now, and it's kind of weird. But maybe that's a space. Maybe that's bringing on like a small team member or something to do or collaborating with other groups to do this kind of like more media. I don't know if Nouns needs more media necessarily, to be determined, but yeah, we got 70 front ends, so why not 70 shows? But I think maybe I'll leave it here for now. I got to go back to life for now. We'll see you on Friday. We got Fantastic Planet in the audience. He wants me to list my index card. Let's go through it. List that index card next step. 250 ETH. Index card evolves to curling stone is the lore. Selling your art as an artist should be encouraged. Very true. I kind of bought my own art instead for a lot of money. Mean value experiment. Yeah, boy. List the card live. I do think maybe I could see a future where I do sell the index card. I don't know if I'm there yet, but depends. I don't know. I think that maybe there's like one buyer out there currently, aside from myself. But all right, we'll wrap up this show. Gotta find the little video clips. I actually don't even know where I didn't even do the real intro, but that's okay. Do we play it out with the scissor reel? I guess we go scissor reel. Thank you, everyone. See you Friday, maybe around the same time, where we execute the props. That's it.
Nouns.
Sizzle reel. To have a show where people can kind of watch and understand what the whole process is, I think would be super valuable.
Nouns is designed for permissionless creativity. You should just start doing stuff.
Oh my god, the deadline is in 9 minutes.
Do these live interviews?
That's actually really a really good question.
There are really very few yellows that are usable.
Larry King streamed directly to Twitter.
It's very funny to me that Will Price was in the intro.
Easier to stumble upon.
Ethereum is a name that describes a particular network.
Playing Nouns like a game.
How well you know your onions.
Oh, I'm so bad at this.
A very fun, cool example of what's possible here.
Submitted.
Watching you work in Figma is very enjoyable in itself.